Hello everyone, this is Simon Stevens from Inception Designs, and in this video I'm going to take you through the initial gas up and setting the LPR on a newly built gun. Many of these steps are exactly the same every time you air up an autococker or a sniper, but there's a couple of things you do on the first gas up and we'll go through that. So let's transition over to the desktop camera. Okay, so the first thing to do is make sure that your ASA is open, so it's not going to gas up the tank as you're screwing it in, so you can fully screw the tank in. And the second thing you're going to do, and you should always do on any autococker or sniper before gassing the gun up, is cock the gun. So I just did it by pulling the bolt system back. You can see that the hammer is now cocked. You can also do it very simply by just pulling the cocking rod back. Probably better to do it by just pulling the cocking rod back, because then you won't load a ball if you have a hopper on the top of the gun, so it's good exercise to get into. So we're just going to make sure the gun's cocked. We're going to take our tank and screw it into the ASA. Okay, and then hopefully I can still keep this on camera. With our ASA, this is the easy ASA. To gas it up, you're just going to smack the bottom of it, like so. That's it, the gun is now gassed up. So, with a pressurized gun, if you followed our build instructions, you should have everything set up, so now when you pull the trigger, the gun cycles and works. Now we need a few little adjustments. The front LPR is the first thing to look at adjusting. Now, the whole point of the LPR is just to make sure that you cock the hammer system reliably. That's the number one feature of this. It doesn't adjust velocity, it doesn't adjust anything else, it just makes sure that the gun cocks reliably. So what you need to do is make sure that when you pull the trigger, the gun always cocks reliably. Right now it absolutely is. I'm going to turn the LPR down a little bit. Okay, so now you can see it's moving the bolt, but it's not cocking the gun reliably. And it's not actually sealing up the O-rings because the pressure is too low. If you do get a leak through the pneumatics, it can be because the LPR pressure is too low. So I screwed the pressure up on the LPR, pulling it slowly. You can see it's cocking the gun reliably. Pull it quickly, and it's cocking the gun reliably. What you want to make sure is that when it's cocking the gun, you have nice enough force to cock the gun, but it's not going to be too much force that it'll come forwards and chop any paint. The GTR, the Gentle Touch Ram, actually changes the force, so it makes it so that you can always cock the gun reliably, but it has a very low force closing the bolt on the breech, so that if you do pinch a bull, it won't actually chop the bull. Other Rams may not be quite exactly the same, but again, the most important thing is making sure it cocks the gun reliably. One good way of checking that it's cocking the gun reliably is actually to point the gun towards the ground when you pull the trigger. And what will happen is you're working now against the force of gravity in moving the hammer mass and the cocking rod and the back block and the pump arm all against gravity. So if you don't have quite enough pressure to do that reliably, then you'll know, and you can just adjust the LPR up. Now, some people like to adjust the LPR to make sure the gun shoots reliably, and then they turn it in another half turn. There are many, many ways to adjust the LPR. The fantastic thing about shooting an autococker is you can adjust this while you're playing. It will not affect velocity, it will not be any issue. So you can set it to be nice and gentle, you'll never chop paint, and if during a game you do need just a little bit more, you can just turn in the LPR, sorry, turn it that way, turn in the LPR, sorry, no, yeah, turn it this way. Turn in the LPR just slightly, increase your LPR pressure, make sure the gun cocks reliably. So you don't have to worry too much about how that's set. Okay. So, she's set all nicely. We don't have any leaks. The next video we're going to do is how to check your timing and make sure all of your timing is correct on the gun. If you have any comments, you have any questions on this, just post them below.